Two, one.
Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Let me see. Smiling faces. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let me see you drop. Where are you joining us from today? I am in Atlanta. My name is Andre, as you can see on the chat. I am so excited to see everyone here on our monthly Catalyst call. Hello, hello, Lee. I see you. Barbara, I see you. Lisa from Oklahoma. I see you. Julie from Iowa. I'm going to drop my little excitement right there. I love to do gifts. If you've seen me in the chat, you know I always have gifts. Dropping in the chat to share the excitement. So I'm so excited to see everyone. Also drop, how are you feeling? How are you coming in? Hello, Margarita. Good to see you. Pat, I see you in North Dakota. Australia, Claire. That's awesome. Good morning from New Zealand. Hello, Angela. It is so good to see your wonderful faces. Good morning and good night and good afternoon, wherever you guys are. It's a good time now that you guys are here with us. So we just want to give everyone some more time to come on in. Hey, Carrie, I love that. That's one of my favorite gifts. Overflow and Paul, it is so good to see you, man. Christine, hello, hello. Jamie, so good to see you. Alicia, good to see you. Hello, 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 hello. I love the Yoda. Eric, I'm always in competition with you, Eric, with your memes, with your gifts and memes. You keep raising the bar for me. Renita, you're feeling fantastic. Elaine, you're feeling blessed. Lisa, woohoo! I love that. I love that. Karen, you're dialing in from Indiana. Let's see who else we got. Let's see. Barbara, who's dialing in from Virginia. You're doing amazing. Glenn says he's outstanding and improving. I love it. Tell us how you're feeling. If you haven't dropped it in the chat yet, drop it in the chat. How are you joining us tonight? How are you feeling? Juliana, you say it's good to be back. Yes, we're glad to have you. Welcome back. Judy says she's enjoying abiding. Yes. Christina is joining us from Florida. Let's see. I love the chat. You guys are flooding the chats. I have to bring down my chat window to see more. All right, we're about to get started. We just want to give everyone enough time to join in. We are so excited for celebrating 3 years of the movement. Who's excited about that? 3 years. What's the impact been for you guys in this last 3 years? Who's been with us for 3 years, actually? Drop it in the chat three if you've been with us for 3 years, or if not, let us know how long have you been with the movement? Is it 1 year? Is it a few months? Are you new, or have you been with us the entire time? I'm excited to see. Look at all those threes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Elizabeth, welcome. You're new to the crew. I'm not too far ahead of you, Elizabeth. I'm what's this now? I joined last July, so I'm coming up on a year. I'm coming up on a year. So I'm probably the newest, otherwise than Rachel, to the crew. But it's been amazing. My time that I've been with Brilliant in the last what's that, 10 months. It has been amazing, definitely transformative. And you guys are the best part of my experience with Brilliant, being able to interact with you guys, being able to see the transformation that you guys are experiencing, hearing the stories, seeing how you guys interact with one another and you're learning. That has been the most amazing thing. So it is now 7:05, and I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Bridget, who's going to share some things with you. So thank you guys, and welcome to the Catalyst Call.
Thank you, Andre. It's been great having you join our team. So it's hard to believe it's been 3 years in some ways, but it also feels much longer when we look and see what we've actually accomplished with the Lord over the last few years. And we were just talking before we began the call with Dion and I felt the Lord was suggesting or making this as a next step for us to take. And we came and met with Graham and Teresa in Santa Barbara. And Dion will go into more details, but when we met with them and went out for dinner afterwards, we had no idea of all that the Lord had in store of us. But one thing he told us was that he will be with us and he'll help us. And he truly has been with us at every single step. He's provided the right people at the right time, and he's helped us in every way and just gone ahead of us as we need to. And so I'm Bridget, and my delightful job, or the joy of what I do here at Brilliant, is to take care of the community. And that's primarily our focus over the Brilliant Circles and take care of the regional facilitators. And we'd had no idea we'd be starting that when we started the movement. But we realized very quickly that people had found their tribe and they really wanted to talk about it and connect with people. So I said to Dion after one get together, I said, I think we should try and start small groups or some kind of a way that people can connect. And I think that was August, September. And I put it in the chat, and Paul Lemieux, who's in here, said, "Oh, I'd be happy to help with you. I've been, part of something else like this." And I copied his whole message and put it in my notes and literally sent an email to him straight after that catalyst call. And so we plowed ahead and, asked the Lord where and how and what we could do. And Cindy stepped in and helped us with curriculum. And that January, we launched that time we called it small groups, and then eventually moved into Brilliant Circles. And that has just been a delight, watching the different people and seeing the growth, and specifically the movement of people in the circles has just been a joy and a delight. And I get to connect with many people. I feel like I haven't had a proper day unless I haven't had a connection with somebody from Brilliant on a one-on-one chat. So when we decided to do testimonies and shares for tonight, it was a really hard job trying to only get 5. I probably could have got 500, but for everybody's sake, we just picked 5. And I had many more that were just absolutely beautiful. And we'll get them recorded and uploaded at a different stage. But for now, I've asked 5 people in different areas of the community just to share what Brilliant has meant to them. And we're going to start with Lisa Hoke. If you there, yes, Lisa, thank you for being willing to share with us. And so you've been following Graham for a while. And so tell me a bit about how you got to be here where you are today and what your journey's look like.
Well, leading up to this, I was like, boy, how did I get here? So I pulled out a bunch of my old journals from the last 3 years, and I'm like, wow, the Lord has done so much. Like, he does so much that you forget all the details, and then you have to go back and you're like, whoa. And then you see how much, like, I'm a different person. So I first found Brilliant movement because I was coming out of a really, really dark season, and I didn't know who to trust in the Christian world, but I knew I needed something to eat. And I had run across Graham in my past, and I was like, well, that one CD was really, really good. I bet he has more stuff. So I got on Brilliant Bookhouse and found a book that I wanted that led me to Brilliant Perspectives. And then I find out the next month we're starting this Brilliant Movement thing. And I was utterly terrified. I was so, so, so scared. But I felt like I needed it. And I felt like, okay, I'm maybe I can try this.
Right.
So I got on our first real call in April of 2023, and I sat there and I was shaking the whole time. Like I was literally like just kind of shaking. And then I was shaking for about 3 hours afterwards because reconnecting with Christians just seemed like such a big, scary, massive place to be. But somehow the Holy Spirit was connecting with my heart anyway and saying, no, this is for you. This is really my heart. This is who I actually am, and it's okay to be here. So, yeah, that was my first one. And I almost signed off because on comes Liesel. And with her cheerful, bubbly self, I was like, I don't know who this person is. It's not Graham. Maybe I should leave. But I didn't, and I'm so glad I didn't, because this is my place. This is my tribe. These are my peeps. And I can't believe it's only been 3 years,
Oh, wow.
because it feels like it's been a whole lot longer with how much growth I've experienced in me and then in my friendships here too. So
Wow.
yeah, that's kind of the beginning.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa. And I think what really blessed me is how you came in and then you
Mm.
actually offered to become a facilitator of one of our small groups slash brilliant circles, which meant that you really had found your place of safety. And that really blessed me because I knew how painful it was for you to take that first step, but then you took another big step. So that was
Yeah.
wonderful. And
And I was looking at the dates. I'm like, that was less than a year from coming in.
yeah, I know,
That
which
like
is amazing.
my first group started in January of 2024, and I'm like,
You were
whoa,
so brave.
that's amazing.
It
And we
was
haven't stopped
amazing.
since, and we just
Yeah,
keep on getting bigger. Like
yeah.
not just one group, but now I'm in Renita's group, and
Oh, lovely.
yeah, and
Yeah,
then so many friendships. Like
yeah,
it's more than just circles.
yeah.
It's like we're an actual community, and
Oh,
we're actually in each other's lives. And yeah, that was a huge step too. And it's amazing how the Lord will speak identity into each of those stages
that's
too.
right.
Like he doesn't just heal wounds and make you all better. He actually makes you bigger, you know?
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
that's been amazing.
Oh, well,
So
thank you so
yeah.
much. We're very glad you're part of the journey with us and that you trusted us and found a safe place. So thanks for sharing. Bye. We'll have Claire Short now from, I think she's in Australia right now. Hi, Claire. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you so
Hi.
much for being willing to share. So just share what your journey is. I don't know how long you've
Mm.
actually been with us, but share.
Whatever you want.
Thanks for having me. Yes, I am. It's Melbourne here. So we're in the morning, and I joined in Brilliance Ball last year in October. So I'm 54. I'm single. Um, I've been a Christian since about the age of 8 through my grandmother, and I always loved the Bible. I always felt it was just this precious, precious thing. And I didn't have the words for this, but before BSOL, I was just totally stuck in performance Christianity. I was just living under continual condemnation, always disappointed in myself, always feeling God must be so sick and tired of me. And everything in the Bible was like things I just couldn't grasp a hold of or couldn't live up to. Struggled a lot with depression, even from childhood, and then felt really guilty about that because a Christian shouldn't be depressed. I should be happy. Around 20 years ago, I was baptized in the Holy Spirit, and I was so grateful because that was the moment that the Holy Spirit became a real person to me, and I could feel his presence. But I realize now, even then, I was trying to visit upstairs. I didn't realize I could actually live there, and I was still trying to live, under the old covenant, self-effort, trying to grow the fruit of the Spirit myself. And then when it didn't work, feeling I just failed yet again. I was trained in prayer ministry, and that did bring me a level of breakthrough. And it was interesting because people kept telling me, you're so great for this ministry, you're so gifted. But I would feel really guilty because I was so dissatisfied and just thinking, we're not setting people free the way that Jesus did. Yeah. And there are people coming back week after week, month after month, even for years. Wow. And they're still not transformed. And I would be like, Jesus healed everyone who came to him. Yeah. And I couldn't understand how all these believers in my life just seem to accept this is what Christianity is. And day-to-day life, none of us were really any different to our non-Christian friends. And I was on staff at my church as a children's pastor, full-time for 4 years. We had a massive team, 150 volunteers. We had well over 400 primary school children a weekend across 3 services. And then in the end, my leadership forced me out because it was too fun and I was trying to bring the Holy Spirit in too much. But at the same time, when I left, I was completely burnt out because I'd been doing it all in my own strength. I was trying to work for God to please him. And I went back to my old career as a hospital doctor. And I was just in this place going, what am I supposed to do now? I didn't know what my purpose was. And over the last 6 years, I did start learning the power of just simple thanks and praise every day. And I was asking God, I just said, God, this isn't enough for me. This isn't life to the full. Where's the joy unspeakable and full of glory? Where's the greater things? And I had prophecies and promises, but I didn't know how to appropriate them. And I'd been asking God for a mentor because no one in my life, none of the other believers I knew were further along in where I was trying to go. So there wasn't anyone who could help me in the way I needed. And then last year, in the most beautiful, miraculous way, God just gave me the key. So a friend of mine gave me this box of old CDs of all these old messages that she didn't want. And there was a whole stack of them. And I just said, God, which one do I listen to first? So I picked up this Graham Cooke CD from a conference in Melbourne some years ago. And I listened to the message on first love. And it just touched my heart. And I started following Graham on Facebook and then saw Brilliance Fall advertised. And I felt like God say, you need to do that. And honestly, what I expected was this will be some good teaching. But what I received was life-changing. I just ended up in tears. And it was in Melbourne, so it was the middle of the night. But I'm used to night duty. And I was just weeping with God. The Father actually loves me. Yes. And the old me is dead. I don't have to fix the old me. That was just a revolution to me. And Dion teaching that how the cross is a singularity. And it was like, how did I not get that? How had I missed that? And I'd never heard that in church. And so I enrolled in BSOL last October. And now it's amazing because I've got the language to express all the things I knew were there but couldn't articulate. And so the routines are amazing. I love it's 3+me everywhere I go. It was amazing to me, the idea I could get to the end of the day, instead of just thinking of every failure, I could ask God, what did you like about my day? What did you like about what we did? And starting to have the good things stick and the bad things fall off, and starting new every day. That's been my biggest one. So I'm letting go of the performance mindset and just permission to, slow learning is good learning, learning to reset to rest, and so many scriptures that are just coming alive to me with how much grace and kindness of God. And so I don't know what's ahead, but the best is yet to come. And my small group have actually noticed that I carry this much increased peace, and I've started to share with them what I'm learning. And so I'm just so grateful to God, and I'm so thankful for all of you, your whole team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God
Oh, what a
bless you all.
blessing. Thank you so much, Claire. That's a real blessing to us, and we're so happy to have you with us. Thanks for sharing. Lovely. We'll call Kathleen up now, and love to hear her story. Hey, Kathleen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot. And it's going to be kind of hard to walk over the trust and everything else that has already come up. So, man, what a testimony they've had. So for me, I began BSOL with 21 years in the Air Force and 12 years of Army civil service behind me. Performance had defined my life, what I did and how I measured success. And it was still driving me when I entered BSOL. What I discovered in the last 5 months was my true identity in God. I began to understand who God is to me and how the Father sees, hears, knows, and delights in me. Apart from performance, there's no striving required. What I learned is what it means to live in oneness with Him. And that was huge for me. And that revelation awakened a deeper spiritual sensitivity that opened my heart to recognize His goodness and kindness more clearly. I discovered placement, permission, and how to live from His presence rather than from pressure. As my mind was renewed, everything shifted. This journey became less about doing and more about becoming. My identity, perspective, presence, partnership, and leadership, all of it transformed. I developed a greater awareness of God's presence and a deeper ability to respond to Him relationally. As I moved into the next phase, I've come to understand that once we know our identity, it opens the door for God to shift our destiny. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And as He shifts that destiny, He also shifts the people He calls for us to grow in step with. The mentors, the relationships around me in this community are not accidental. They are strategic. They carry insight, wisdom, and perspective that sharpen and stretch me for what's next. And at the same time, I know I'm responsible for stewarding that growth with discipline and faithfulness. I have moved from Martha, striving, to Mary, abiding, no longer doing for God, but walking with Him in relational partnership. And what I had before, well, that was good. But this, there's nothing like this that I could ever dream of. Thank you for listening.
Wow, thank you so much, Kathleen. I love your story, and thank you for your service. We appreciate that and honor you for that. And we love having you on this journey, and it's just beginning. That's the exciting part. And thank you for being willing to share your part of your journey with us. Thanks so much. Bless you. Okay. Yes, these are just so encouraging. I know what it means to the team because this is what we pray for. This is what we feel the Lord's called us to do. So when we hear that people are growing and moving, it's just really encouraging. So thank you for sharing. Now we'll go to Kevin, if he's there. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for sharing with us.
Oh, you're
Can
welcome. How are you doing
you,
tonight?
yeah, great. You share where you're coming from, and you're one of our affiliates. If you want to maybe give a bit of an explanation of what affiliate is, and then go and share what you've experienced at Brilliance.
Okay, so I got introduced to Graham through a couple of challenges that I had been involved in, and Graham was a guest speaker on there. So over the last couple of years, that's how I had found out about Graham. And so I've been involved with this movement now for about a year. I came in as an affiliate through Ray Higdon. He introduced me to the Brilliant movement. So I started off just starting off in the app. I've been a Christian all my life, but didn't really know until the Brilliant movement what all that meant and how powerful that really is. I started with doing the Kingdom Mindsets and Language Routine that Jalen does. And then I moved into just an awesome one by Teresa Cooke, the Growing Up in God. And so I was getting a lot out of that. I really wasn't doing anything as far as the affiliate program was going because I was getting so much out of just being in the app. And I did not join a circle for a very long time. Once I got into Fruit of the Spirit, that one really hit home with me. That one hit me deep, and I just wanted more. And so people kept talking about this brilliant circles in the brilliant community. I had the app on my phone, but I didn't actually go in there and join a circle. So I figured, okay, let me try this out. So I picked one. Jim, who's on this call tonight, was running one on Fruit of the Spirit. And I thought, well, that's perfect. I really got a lot out of Fruit of the Spirit. I want to go deeper. These guys are talking about that. So I joined that one. I missed the first two meetings. I had other things going on and I missed the first two meetings. Finally, I joined a meeting and it was just incredible. I was meeting guys from all over the country, actually two countries. There's a gentleman, another guy, Michael, was on the call. He's from Canada. So I'm making all these friends. We're talking. By the end of that call, I told those guys, I have found a home. This is the piece that was missing in my life. Hear this. It was the piece that was missing in my life, not just in the Brilliant movement. I didn't have this connection with anybody until I met those guys. And now we're continuing on with Through the Spirit and moving on into other things. And it's been an amazing journey, and I'm learning so much.
Oh, wonderful. Well, that's exactly the purpose of the circle. So I'm so glad that you had that experience. And we appreciate what you're doing as an affiliate. And thanks so much for sharing. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
Thanks. Okay, Dave Barnum, if he's there. There, Dave, thank you for joining us. I know that you were on the very first the time of when we launched the movement, because you and Jamie wrote in the chat, and I also grabbed your details and I contacted you. But I know you've been a follower of Graham for a long time, and so just share your experience and what you've experienced specifically with the Brilliant movement over the last few years.
Well, first of all, just to hear these other folks, I'm sure all of us are just lit right up. I know I am in my heart. I'm in Nashville right now. Jamie's over in Murfreesboro, and I know that she's excited hearing all of this. It is a joy. And it's a part of what I wanted to say tonight was just watching and observing and being a part of such a brilliant community. And it being a movement of kingdom activators. That's our language. We've had that in our hearts for a long time. But when we came to Brilliant, it gave meaning to it. It gave depth to it. And for us, some of the areas that we've moved and that we've been really deeply involved in and invested in is in areas of personal engagement with the Lord. We've always been personally engaged with the Lord, but in this community, having people that speak the same language, that have the same heart, that have come through battles, but are seasoned and are beautiful in their spirit, has just accelerated us in our passion with the Lord. It's like they say, it's better to move together. And we just absolutely love all of that. And our upstairs living and our direct learning. Those have all been areas that we've been deeply, deeply touched in. And also the idea of the beauty of the bride, how exquisite she is, how gorgeous she is. We're totally all in on that perspective. And what has moved us and how the Lord's moved us is we have started to find our niche within, facilitating the beautiful bride of Christ and just being participants with the bride of Christ. We've always been engaged with the bride, but to have language that is just encapsulating the splendidness and the exquisiteness and just the captivating aspect of the bride has taken over our hearts in a whole new way. Years ago, it's about 20 years ago, that I was prescribed with a condition, or I was diagnosed with a condition called benign paroxysmal vertigo. I don't talk about it very often, but it was quite debilitating. And what it did was it caused us to be very, very challenged in the community that we lived in. And in fact, there was quite a bit of loss in all of that. So I just looked up the idea of what vertigo was. And vertigo, its definition simply is a sensation of motion, but you're not going anywhere. Well, I started to look at that and I started to examine that within the context of our lives. And we've always been going somewhere. We've always had full lives. But what we were feeling that we wanted more of was a sense of the abundant life of Christ, of John 10:10. And so when we came to Brilliant, that just heightened our awareness that, man, we're on the right track here. There is way more to Jesus, and we've explored a lot of him over the years. But when we came into this context, we started to explore the abundant living, and we have not been disappointed. We have unpacked so much in these 3 years that it has filled our previous lifetime plus. And our previous lifetime, as I've said, was really, really full, but there wasn't the fullness. We were looking for a fullness of life, the life that Jesus has promised. And what we've been allowed to do, it's not that we got over or we've got out of circumstances that sometimes seem contrary to the direction that we want to go, but we've so loved the idea of being persistent in God's beautiful nature and how beautiful we are as his people. And that's what we've learned to persist in and to be activated in. And when we look around this community, because we know quite a few stories, and I know there's so many more because we don't know everyone. We know a lot of folks, but birds of a feather tend to flock together. And so I know there's a plethora of, you said tonight, Bridget, that there's a lot of stories out there. And when I look at the stories and things that people are facing, because we know behind the scenes a little bit, and it is just so compelling to watch people persist in the nature of God to overcome and rise above their circumstances. And circumstances for many folks have not changed. It's like Graham says, we're all faced sometimes with some tasty issues. And we've been faced with a lot of tastiness. And people have risen above it. And we're rising above it in our life. And I love when this gathering was transformed into the catalyst idea, because we see nothing but increase, momentum, and movement. And we see a convergence of all of our giftings coming together in a place where, and I've heard this language communicated for years within the Brilliant, beyond the 3 years, within the Brilliant perspective, that God is always working, that God is always orchestrating and organizing and putting things together. And I think these are catalyst moments. And so we're ready for increase. We're ready for the levels to rise. And we are all in and all about it. And if we're not having fun, I love that you prefaced everything tonight. Let's have some fun. If it's not fun, Jamie and I are going home, and I know many people are too. So this is a fun space and a fun place.
Yeah.
And we're all in. God bless.
Thank you so much, Dave. I think that was the word you wrote the very first time in the chat was, we're all in, just let us know how we can help. And so I copied that, and you truly have been all in, and we thank you for the way you've served this community and how you've loved and taken care of his bride. So thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, I just, as I said, we could have shared stories all night with the stories and what's happening amongst the Brilliant community. And like Dave said, we know of many difficult circumstances, but what we love hearing is how people are learning to live above their circumstances and going up to get the Father's perspective and really leaning in that way rather than being taken down by their circumstances. And, Dion and I had our very difficult crawl space in 2018, and we would have never dreamt that in 7, 8 years' time, we would be involved in this ministry and movement, just partnering with Graham and Teresa and doing what we love the most, bringing people into their correct identity with the Father. So thanks for that time. And now we're going to hand over to Jenny to talk a little bit with the Brilliant team on the experience here. So thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Very good. Hello, everyone. Happy 3-year anniversary. So excited about this. Before we hand this over to Graham and Dion, wanted to take just a moment and let you hear from the team what has been the most for the last 3 years for them, what they've really loved and appreciated about the movement. So I think I'd love to get everyone up here just in the interest of time, if we could, Michael. We'll get Andre and Michael and Teresa and Glenn up here. We'll hear from Graham and Dion in just a moment. And Andre, I'm going to start with you because we have the difficult task of doing this in a sentence or two. So, Andre, I'm going to go ahead and hand it to you and ask you what has been the most meaningful thing for you in the time that you've been with us regarding the movement.
Yeah, very easy. It's what Lisa and Kathleen and Dave and Claire has just shared, and everyone else, and it's the community. That's the thing that stuck out to me immediately. When I met you guys, I met Bridget and Dion for the third act. It was the people, it was them and the people, how they showed up and how they were so invested not only in their learning but with each other. And so it's been the one truth and the through line. And so I'm just blessed to be a part of this movement, be a part of this family. So yeah, it's the people. You guys are amazing. You guys rock. I love you guys.
I love that. It's hard not to get excited with you, Andre. I love it. All right, Michael, we're going to come to you next. What has been for you the most meaningful part about being part of this movement?
Firstly, Andre, we love you back, pal. Lovely to have you. I work in full-time ministry when I'm not doing brilliant stuff, and I'm already a firm believer in New Covenant theology. But sometimes I need a little kick up the bum to be reminded, to be aware that I'm not striving, that I'm not desperate for the Lord's attention or desperate to make my life work the way I want it to work. Sometimes I just need that reminder that says, God, you've got it. I trust you. You're the one who strengthens me. There isn't any striving. There isn't anything I can add that's going to make this better. You are here. You are present. And Brilliant's been a really fantastic reminder for me in that, of just sitting in his presence, in his power, his empowerment, and going, cool. Okay, this is much more comfortable. This is much less stressful. So yeah, I really appreciate all of you, actually, all of Brilliant, and all of you guys in the chat. Just yeah, it's a good movement. It's something we sometimes need reminding of. So thank you.
So good. And Michael, a lot of times is behind the scenes with Andre as well at Brilliance, taking care of the audio visual needs there. So so happy to have you both with us. And next we're going to go to Glenn. Glenn is also a board member of the movement. So Glenn, would love to hear from you.
Thanks, Jenny, and hello, everyone. As I think about the last 3 years, of course, like everyone has said, there's just so much to try to, unpack in just a couple of minutes or 1 minute. I'll pick one thought that came to mind. Several years ago, the Lord said to me, Glenn, you've been a good servant. Now I want you to be a good son. Mm-hmm. And that started a journey of what does it mean to be a good son? And it's really being part of the Brilliant movement that's really given language and expression to what that really means. So through the course of this, the last several years, it's growing in the understanding of of that, we're not working for God. He's called us to work with him. He wants to work with us. And so the language of yoke has really added so much expression to what the Lord had spoken to me several years ago. So even to today it's a continual unfolding of what it means to be a son, meaning partnering with him, working with him. And even in coding, the day-to-day stuff of coding, how do I do that with him? And so all of that, to summarize, being part of the movement, part of a people running with a group like this, who are all on that same journey of starting to learn what it means to be a son or a daughter and not a servant, has been incredible. And so this is ongoing exploration and growth in the Lord in this area.
Love that. Thank you, Glenn. So good. Coding with God. You're going to start your own little workshop, Coding with God. Stay tuned.
We actually have a paper on that topic one day, maybe.
Oh, that would be fun. Okay, Teresa, we'll come to you next.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I mean, I ditto and echo everything that everybody has said, but I'm going to piggyback off of what Andre said, because I remember the first year saying this. For those of you probably were there, some of you maybe not, that you guys have been a dream in mine and Graham's heart for many, many years. What would it look like to see a company of people living in the heart of the Father, not living in their circumstances, but learning to live above them in heavenly places? Let God deal with the circumstances. Let's partner with God up here. A company of people that have moved beyond trusting God to get them to the other side, because that's just the baby end of the faith. We trust God to get us over to the other side, but we as a company are learning that in every stage of getting to the side, we go up, we go up, we go up, we go up, we go up. And with every step that we take up and grow and develop and mature in, we now have become, our identity has been shaped and shaped and shaped and shaped and formed and exercised and executed. So by the time we get to the other side, we are truly another again, over and over and over and over and over again, a new creation that are showing the world, the goodness and the kindness of God, that turns our heart always into the affections of God, into the beauty that he has for us. And we are no longer a company. We will never be a company that is just satisfied to get to the other side. We will always be a company of people that are willing to push into the pain, give it over to the Father, learn how to rest, learn how to abide. So when we get up here, the only ashes that we sit in is the reminder of the beauty that we're birthed in, our inheritance in the Father's heart. And so here we are, 3 years into it. Goosebumps. Little did we know we would be here 3 years later. So what is like the biggest thing for me is watching you guys, like Bridget started, we had no idea this is where we would be. You guys led us into our dream, and you have led us into the Father's dream, because we are no longer about just living a good Christian life. We will always be about putting a stake in the ground. And when you put a stake in the ground, what do you do with it? It's your territory. This is my territory. What am I building here? What am I doing here? What's the purpose of this territory? Who do I need to be so that this territory that God, that you've given me, who do I need to become so that this territory comes to the fullness of your dream and desire, so that not just that we create a space big enough for Christians, and hear me on this one, pre-Christians, come and live and occupy that space, so that pre-Christians see what the goodness and the kindness of God provides for them. And we do it for Jesus' sake. So thank you to all of you for being with us, leading us, and we just love you all.
Teresa's going to take up a love offering next, because I don't know what more could be said after that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
I just don't know what more to say. So Dion, I'm going to go ahead and thank you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hand it back up.
Jenny's down a second because I wanted to give you a chance to share. I know you gave up your time, but hey, let's get Jenny back on and then give you a chance just to share a little bit about for you what it's been.
Sure. The team, I mean, the team covered it and the folks before. It's always going to be the people. I think to know the heart of the Father for those that he loves, and to get to partner with him to reflect his beauty and his majesty and his love that sets them free.
Yeah.
And to be with a company of people that are learning what it is like to live under the smile of God and live in his love and his delight for them. I don't know anything that could be better than that. And to get that, to do that with a team of people, 3 of whom are not on the call tonight, Vanessa, Cindy, and Rachel, but to get to do that with this team of people, it's above and beyond for me.
Yeah, wow. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah.
Graham. Wow, we're just like blessing upon blessing. I doubt we can express enough to all of you how much it means to our team, because we give our lives for this. You know, we love hearing your stories. We love watching you move. So Graham, I know that I wanted to take us back to just that the moment we had the idea to start the movement, we got going. And then I think for me, the next big building block was when we realized we're training people in 3+me, but they need community. So they need 3+we.
Right.
And so we had to add the we part. And you know, when we added Brilliant Circles, that was a major milestone, I think, for us.
Yeah.
And then you remember shortly after that, we had the idea, what if we started in 23, what if we started the Brilliant School of Leadership and started training leaders who can truly be kingdom activators?
Yeah.
Those are 2 massive building blocks.
I know.
So, and we did them like within, well, I think the same year, actually.
Right. That was astonishing. Astonishing.
Yeah.
I think, you know, hand on heart, we had no idea where it was going to go.
Oh yeah.
But all that happened was it seemed like the clouds parted and a way opened up, and we just started walking down that road. And we didn't even know what God wanted to do, but fortunately he did. So we just got going, and that's the whole thing about being a movement. It's all about momentum. We got going, and suddenly, you know, God breathed in and he gave us this momentum. And then he started giving us language, and then he started changing our thinking. And all of this was like on the spin. You know, we were like moving, just growing up as we were going, because I had never been in that environment before, you know, where the presence of God breathed in with all of his charm and all of his grace. And suddenly he picks up different parts of our hearts and our lives. And he has his way of gluing it together with the love and the kindness that he's so famous for, you know, and suddenly you realize you are sharing an environment with God. Actually, he is sharing his environment with you, and God brings his own ambience to the picture, you know, and you learn in what you're hearing and what you're learning. You realize that God is creating a space for you to live in with him. And there's an ambience of heaven coming into the earth, and the kingdom starts to grow up in our hearts, in our midst. And we just sat there going, this is great. Keep it up, Lord. Keep it up.
That
was funny.
I think you hit such a big point. because I recall these moments, you know, when you know that you've stepped into a space you've never been in before,
Yeah.
but there's a peace that comes with it. And I liked the way you put it the other day. We move from expectation to anticipation.
Right. Yeah.
Expectation can be a little passive. You know, I expect God's going to be good.
Yeah.
But anticipate, I know he's going to do it.
Yep. Right.
Anticipation. And the morning I got up really early when I was visiting one of our trips to Santa Barbara. And I had that moment with the Lord when I was online and I was just watching some, you know, videos about upcoming conferences and so on. And I just got kind of sad because I was listening to all this and I said, Lord, I literally, it just felt like so much stuff attached to things, you know, so much baggage.
Yeah.
We often talk about, Brilliant, that one of the cool things is that God does for us is he deals with our baggage and then equips us with luggage to go on an adventure with him. You know, that's a fantastic way to journey with him. But in that moment, I just saw the incredible patience of the Father waiting for, you know, centuries upon centuries. And I said, Lord, do you ever just get what you want without stuff attached, you know? And I remember you and I started having that discussion in my office, and then we just both started weeping because there was just a moment there that there was a crystal clear moment.
Yeah.
What if we concentrate just on the nature of God, what he's like, who he is, and what if we disciple the bride purely to Jesus, regardless of what Brilliant gets out of it or whatever, and let the Lord give Jesus the bride he deserves. And I think that consumed us as a team as we shared that with the team. So for me, that was such a big moment. And then we were, you know, another time we were talking about atmospheres, actually fairly recently in one of our Thursday discussions. We were talking about what if the exchange store applied to atmospheres? What if when Jesus said, be of good cheer, I've overcome the world. He said, you will have trouble in the world, but be of good cheer, I've overcome the world. The world literally, I wrote a short paper on this because I was so fascinated with the idea. Jesus didn't just temporarily change the environment. He brings the entire atmosphere of heaven into your life. Well, more precisely, brings your life into the atmosphere of heaven, right? That's more true because we got to live upstairs. We're not downstairs trying to get him to bless us and help us out. We step into his realm, into his space. And so what if the exchange store applies to atmospheres? What if you can exchange a bad atmosphere in a marriage, a bad atmosphere in a home, a bad atmosphere all the way up to a city or even a country? Then you start to get a vision of what a movement like this could start to accomplish for him and with him.
Brilliant.
So that's like mind blown. And I love you used the word ambiance.
Yeah.
God brings his own atmosphere. He brings
atmosphere. Exactly.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah. I think from a lot of people like saying, well, I don't know how to be peaceful. Well, the good news is he brings his atmosphere of peace so that you could experience his peace towards you, and then you can reciprocate. First God, then me. He initiates being peaceful with you. You get to do it back. What a simple way to live.
Right. We're learning more about the nature of God now than we've ever done before. I think because the group of people we're tracking with right now in Brilliant, you know, there is something growing up. And, you know, for me, when I started asking the Lord about what is growing up, and I got this, I just heard this word, my ambiance is coming. And I'm thinking, I didn't even know what that word meant. So I went and looked it up and sat there and I went, Lord, that is incredible. Why didn't you do it before? He said, oh, you weren't ready. You weren't ready. We were still just breaking things off. But now you have a whole bunch of people that belong to me and belong to you. And we're coming into this atmosphere together. We want to show you what heaven on earth looks like, you know, on earth as it is in heaven.
That's the goal of God all the time. And, you know, religion just does not fit into that space, you know, because God is not interested in man-made stuff. He's interested in, let me bring heaven to earth. And I've read the Gospels every year for, I don't know, 40 years. And just watching Jesus, you know, he's just this amazing person traveling around with a bunch of hokey fishermen, you know, and doing signs and wonders. And they're all going, what was that? What was that? And then the feeding of the 5,000, you want us to do something? You know, and he's traveling around, and all the time you're thinking, I wonder when all the people went away and it was just them, what were they talking about? What was Jesus saying? You know? And then, of course, they have a 40-day conference in Acts. And I still want to know what that was about. What were you teaching? You know, and I said, Lord, what were you teaching? He said, some of the things that you're learning right now. That's what we were teaching.
Yeah.
And after I'd stopped crying for a while, it was like, really? Yeah. You're trusting us with that? And he said, yeah, I know your journey. I know Dion's journey. I know the team and their journey. That's why I'm bringing them, because I know their journey and I know their hunger. And so then you realize, okay, genius, you just, you know, you put it all together and we'll do anything you say.
Yeah.
And that's really it. What's God saying? Anything he wants.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever he wants, exactly. I think that ACTS conference was probably some sort of Kingdom Activators conference,
Right.
because they go from these sort of timid people,
Right.
and they, you know, always seem to be behind on every conversation, to suddenly they're turning the world upside down. What an extraordinary transformation.
Yeah.
And I love that God just takes ordinary people.
Right.
This isn't about teaching or discipling people to one person or one team's giftings. This is discipling people into the heart of Jesus. I love that it's about direct learning, relational engagement. And when we made that decision in our team, if what we teach at Brilliant doesn't lead to direct learning, it's not worth teaching.
And we're not doing it.
That's it. Why do it? To what end? So, and I think that was fantastic, because then you stop teaching what you're learning and you start teaching what you're becoming. And I think that's a very different thing. Then you're giving people ripe fruit. This is what's going on in my life. This is how I've learned peace. This is how I've learned to be in joy under tough circumstances. And so we stop being circumstantial people stuck in circumstances, and we become kingdom people because we're stuck in the kingdom.
Right.
And that's a very different place. We're secure in God's kingdom.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Well, we have in a few minutes' time, we have a special song we've done specially for this event. And guess what the song's called? The Ambiance of God.
Oh, smart guy.
There we go. It's a beautiful song. We're looking forward to sharing it with. And by the way, we'll give you the link here in a minute, and you can share it with others. But we thought it would be fun to share a few extra things. Give everybody a little heads up. I said there were three major things we've built, the three big building blocks. The first was Brilliant Circles. The second was the Brilliant School of Leadership. And now we're running them twice a year. You go to Brilliance, and at Brilliance, we do the intake for the next school. Of course, this year we added year 2, BSOL 2, Brilliant School of Leadership year 2. And I think one of the things we're getting feedback from the second year students is we have definitely picked it up. And we love that, because year 1 was really about activating the kingdom in you.
Yeah.
Year 2 is about teaching you to activate the kingdom out there. And that to us is extraordinary. If we bring the kingdom into the lives of others, that makes Jesus Lord. And I love that it's all about Jesus. The whole thing is about Jesus, not about our leadership or our this or that. So I said there was 3. Oh, did we lose Graham?
No.
I said there were 3.
Oh.
The third, yeah.
There he is.
There you go. I thought it was something I said. Yeah. We do laugh a lot at Brilliant. I don't know if the team, if everybody knows, we do have a lot of joy here. What was I saying? Oh, I said there were three things. So the school, obviously circles, and then the third thing is, in the next few weeks, we're going to be launching a brand new app that's going to bring all of the communities app and all the teaching app into one new app.
Yay.
And it's got amazing features, like a whole new song list. And we've created a new category of music we're calling New Heart Music. Music that teaches you to live in your new heart, in your new creation with the Lord. And it's the kind of music that is just deeply embedded with our language. You know, like when you go to a circle and you're hanging out with other people and you're learning in a circle and you don't have to explain your theology just to make a point. You know, that feeling? Like, these people get me. They know what I mean when I say, well, what if there was music like that? What if there was music that reinforced the language of brilliance? It really is designed for the movement, for members of the movement. Anybody else is welcome to it, but it's primarily to help you with your oneness. Last Brilliance, in Brilliance October last year, we made the big theme, your primary purpose is your oneness. And your oneness will teach you your purpose, right? So if you think about that, what if there was music to help with that? And we're opening up a lot more channels. You've seen very clearly, especially in this last Brilliance in March, you see there's a whole team that is teaching this. And that's what I love, Graham, is how you've laid a foundation, and you and Teresa were the founders, but now there's a whole team, and that team's expanding into many of our regional facilitators, to our students. Now there's a whole leadership group. Last year we had 160 students go through the school, our leadership school. Where's this going to go? I have no idea, but he does, so we're good. And the app's also going to have features like journaling. You're going to be able to connect and be able to have a whole different environment of chatting with people. We want something that helps you every single day to move. And then once a week, move in your circles. Once a month, come move here with us in the Catalyst events, and then move with us in all the events like Brilliance and so on. So we're excited. The team is doing an amazing job. We've seen the first few versions of it, and it's like nothing else I've seen out there. So I'm talking it up because it's that good. I'm bragging about the team, but I'm also bragging about who the Lord is for us, because he just makes rivers in the desert, and you go, I don't know how that is, but we got a river now. We used to have a desert, now we have a river there. He's just great. So, Graham, before we share the song with everyone, some words from you. Anything you want to wrap up with? Or unfortunately, we're out of time already. How did that happen? We're having fun.
I think, honestly, I think the Lord is just saying the territory just got bigger. And so now we make you bigger to fit the territory that you're going to be in. And I think a lot of our people are game changers.
Yeah.
They're going to change the game where they live, change the game in their community, in their society. And that's what we want. We want game changers. We want movers and shakers. And I think that's what God is doing with us. And so the training is unlike anything that they've ever had before. Because that was what it was like for us. We're teaching things that we'd never heard before. But, you and I, we sit in our meeting on a Thursday and we dream, and all kinds of things come out of that, and we get ideas, we bounce ideas off each other. And the territory keeps opening up, not just wider, but taller. And I think God is making us taller and more slender. Taller, not wider. We're going to be able, I think our people are going to be astonished at what they can do in Jesus in these next few years. Amazed.
Yeah.
Awed. I think it's awesome. I feel the plan is awesome in my heart, you know, and I just want to sit there and listen.
Yeah.
To what he's thinking about. He's thinking about us. What's he thinking about? That's what I think. That's a part of what we want to showcase for people. You know, like in the prophetic, God sees you, and this is how he thinks about you.
Yeah.
This is how he sees you. This is what he wants for you. We're going to see that coming in more and more and more, I think.
Yeah. You know, kingdom thinking is a big part of our lives.
Yeah.
You know, we know from basic neuroscience that, you know, whatever thoughts you have generates your emotions, and there's a whole lot of, you know, downstairs stuff like that. But in the kingdom, it's such a much bigger thing. You have the mind of Christ.
Right. And
with his mind, you access the life that Jesus had. You start to think as he does. You start to feel like he feels. You're experiencing his emotions. And for me, that when we learn that rest is the key, that everything in the kingdom starts in rest, and kingdom thinking starts in rest. You can't be in stress and worry and panic and all that stuff and then have kingdom thinking, you know. And I think the song we're about to hear, a lot of people have asked us, where do these songs come from? These are no special artists. The way we literally have taken what the Lord's been teaching us, we've constructed the lyrics, which took 90% of the time. And then we had AI help us generate music in different genres. So we're going to have stuff for over 100 different genres. I mean, from Gen Z to hymns or whatever thing, and everything in between. And, you know, so that there's music that connects with people at a heart level, but enforces their kingdom living. So I hope this song blesses you. We got the lyrics, so you can see the lyrics yourself. And just wanted you to know this, as good as Michael is, he's not the one singing, but if he did, it'd probably be better. I'm just saying. All right. All right, Michael. Speaking of you, let's hear the song, and then we'll wrap it with that. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to sit and just listen to it, and then we'll just pray after the song. So
Great.
Enjoy. I don't think we can hear anything, Michael.
Yep.
There is a room inside my chest where three have made their home. They brought their own environment, so I would never walk alone. An ambience, an
Oh,
I
no.
hope you enjoyed that, everybody.
That was
Yeah.
a-
Yeah.
well
You
done.
know,
Well done.
yeah, one of the aspects of this genre of music, and the new app, by the way, will have tons of them, is that they are jam-packed, designed to speak to your heart, not your mind.
Yeah.
That's why your heart can catch that in a second. Your mind's going, what? That's okay. It'll catch up. It'll get renewed and catch up. It'll be fine. But I just wanted you to just love the bigness of God's ambiance in your life and experience the ambient nature of God. Hope you guys have a fantastic month, and we will see you next month. Thank you, Graham. Thank you to the team, and thank you to you all for being with us for 3 wonderful years. We love you. We appreciate you.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.